Recording, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So as we discussed about already TE mode of operation, for a rectangular waveguide, what is TE mode of operation and TM mode of operation, and what are the field component expressions also we derived, and finally we concluded what are the modes exist in TE as well as in TM. That's what our conclusion we have done. And we discussed about various parameters. What are the parameters we discussed? About cutoff frequency. We discussed about cutoff frequency, cutoff frequency, and other one, guide wavelength, guide wavelength, and cutoff wavelength,
Phase
cutoff
velocity, ma'am.
phase velocity,
Group
group
velocity.
velocity,
Wave impedance, ma'am.
group velocity, and wave impedance. These are the parameters we derived even for T as well as for TM mode of operation. Both for T as well as for TM mode of operation, we derived all these things. Okay, so now today we are going to discuss about attenuation in rectangular waveguides as well as power losses in waveguide. As I told in last class, whether you remember or not. So even in waveguide also there are losses exist, because what is a waveguide? It's a hollow metallic tube. The inner walls of the inner walls are made with what conductors, and what is there inside the waveguide? A dielectric. The dielectric may not be a perfect dielectric. The conducting walls may not be a perfect conductor. Because of those things, because of the conductor and dielectric material used in the waveguide, we will definitely get some losses even in waveguide. But these losses are less compared to other transmission lines. Actually, we discussed about coaxial cable already. So there the losses are very predominant at very high frequency. We cannot use coaxial cable because there also conductor losses and dielectric losses are there. So the attenuation of the wave is actually losses is nothing but loss in the signal means the signal is getting attenuated. That's what the meaning. So there are basically the attenuation. First we'll discuss about attenuation in waveguide. Then we'll go for power loss. Attenuation in waveguide, we'll see. What is attenuation in waveguide? We'll see. So the attenuation in waveguide, there are two types of attenuation. One is reflective attenuation. One is reflective attenuation. Another one is a dissipative attenuation. What is the difference between these two things is very, very important. The reflective attenuation and dissipative. So this reflective attenuation is very predominant when the frequency of operation is less than the cutoff frequency. So reflective attenuation is predominant when the frequency is greater than cutoff frequency. Actually, we discussed when the applied frequency is greater than the cutoff frequency, then only the wave propagates in the waveguide. If the frequency is less than FC, what happens? The signal gets attenuated. Attenuation is maximum. That's what our discussion. Last time also we did this one. When we are discussing about the cutoff frequency, I told. So again, this dissipative attenuation is two types. One is due to dielectric losses and another one is due to conductor losses. As why these losses are coming? Because the waveguide is made up of with hollow metallic material, which is nothing but a conductor. So the conductor any conductor you take may not have got infinite conductivity, but initially we assume that it is a very good conductor. Maybe any material you take, it has some losses. So those losses are called what? Conductor losses. And inside this one is not a perfect dielectric. So because of that, you are going to get dielectric losses. Reflective attenuation is not that much important. Because when the frequency is less than FC, you are going to get reflective attenuation. But generally in waveguide, we are going to apply the frequency greater than the cutoff frequency. Then only the wave is propagated in the waveguide. Okay. So for that, what is the reflective attenuation expression is generally gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. Let us consider
Ma'am,
yeah.
ma'am, your
Ma'am, are you
screen is
sharing?
struck, ma'am.
Are you sharing Wacom, ma'am?
Yeah.
Wacom is
I'm
not shared to us, ma'am.
not shared. Till
No,
now you
ma'am.
didn't told anything. I'm writing
PDF
so
only
many.
was shared, ma'am. Only PDF was shared till then.
Okay, now are you able to
Now we
see?
can see, ma'am. Now we can see, ma'am.
Yeah. So you should tell me. Okay. Okay. Gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. It's what our propagation constant alpha plus j beta. So when there is attenuation, let us consider. So what is when the wave is propagating, alpha is equal to 0, gamma becomes j beta. So what is beta? Beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda g. This is the expression we know. So what is lambda g? Lambda g is equal to, we have derived this expression 1 minus fc by f whole square. This is the expression already we derived. If I substitute, gamma is equal to j into 2 pi by lambda g, which is nothing but j into 2 pi by lambda naught by square root of 1 minus fc by f whole square. What is the expression? J into 2 pi into square root of 1 minus fc by f whole square by lambda naught. What is lambda naught? Free space wavelength, which is nothing but c by f. If I substitute in this expression, what is gamma becomes j into 2 pi by lambda naught is equal to c by f square root of 1 minus fc by f whole square. So gamma is equal to, I can write j 2 pi f c into square root of 1 minus fc by f whole square. When f is less than fc, what happens? When f is less than fc, this is very, very negligible. When f is less than fc, this becomes real. This becomes real is nothing but what? You are going to get alpha only. This becomes a real. So you are going to get what? Alpha. So what is the expression of this? Can be written as alpha is equal to j 2 pi f by c into square root of 1 minus fc by f. Sorry, I'm not seeing here. I'll write here. So the alpha is equal to j 2 pi f by c into square root of 1 minus fc by f whole square. This is the reflective attenuation. It's not about the dissipative attenuation we are talking. Reflective means when the frequency f is less than fc, you are going to get real part. That real part is nothing but alpha. So we can write alpha is equal to, this is the expression, reflective attenuation. And very important attenuation is, reflective attenuation is not that much important. But what is the attenuation most important is, I'll go back and I'll take one more page. So what is the attenuation most important is a dissipative attenuation. When the frequency, what is dissipative attenuation? We'll see. Dissipative attenuation. So what is this dissipative attenuation is, when frequency f is greater than fc, you are going to get the dissipative attenuation. So in this dissipative, as I mentioned, there are two types of losses. One is conductor losses, another one is dielectric losses. So the dielectric losses, you need to remember these expressions. There is no shortcut. So please remember these expressions. Dielectric losses, alpha D is nothing but sigma D eta naught by 2 into square root of 1 minus fc by f. To achieve this expression, there is a big concept is there, and there is a lot big derivation is there, but you please remember this expression. What is sigma d? Sigma d is nothing but conductivity of the dielectric material. Conductivity of the dielectric material, and eta naught is nothing but 377 ohms. Remaining to fc, you know, cutoff frequency, f is no operating frequency. So this is the expression for dielectric losses. Dielectric losses. Sometimes what they'll ask is, in problems, I'll show one problem. All these parameters are given in one problem. We'll solve that problem so that you can come to know how to calculate dielectric losses, how to calculate conducting losses. So the conducting losses depends upon the mode. Second loss, this is dielectric loss. This expression is a dielectric loss expression. So what about conducting loss? Conducting loss depends upon mode. For TE mode, what is conducting losses is, so alpha C conducting losses is equal to 2 into RS by B into eta. You have to remember this expression, Amma. So 1 plus B by A into FC by F whole square plus B square M square plus AB N square plus B square M square plus A square N square. So, 1 minute. Sir, good morning, sir. Yes, sir. నేను నెగిటివ్ వచ్చింది సార్. అవును సార్. అవును సార్. Hello. Hello. Ma, are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So into 1 minus, I'll write the continuation expression into 1 minus fc by f whole square. So what is eta? Eta is nothing but 377 ohms, and Rs is nothing but square root of pi f mu by sigma, which is nothing but 1 by.
Ma'am, it is overlapping, ma'am. అంటే ఆ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ మీదనే రాస్తుంది.
Wait a minute, I am writing here. That's it. I'll write once again alpha c, so that alpha c is equal to 2 Rs by beta eta 1 plus b by a into fc by f whole square plus b square m square plus ab m square plus b square m square plus a square n square into 1 minus fc by f whole square. Okay, so eta is nothing but 377, and Rs is nothing but square root of pi f mu by sigma, which is nothing but 1 by sigma r, or else we can stop up to this. Okay, so this is what the conducting loss for TE mode. So similarly, we have the expression for conducting loss for TM mode. For TM mode, alpha C is nothing but 2 Rs by B eta into square root of 1 minus Fc by F whole square. into b cube m square plus a cube n square plus ab square m square plus a cube n square. So these expressions you need to remember. So these are the expressions used to calculate the dissipative attenuation in waveguide. Okay, so the dissipative attenuation in waveguide can be calculated using these expressions. But the dielectric losses, so the dissipative attenuation due to two things. One is conductor losses, another one is dielectric losses. So dielectric losses is nothing but calculated using this expression, and the conductor losses are calculated using these expressions. Okay, today we'll do one thing. We will solve one problem, because you'll get the problems in this unit. We will solve the problem. We can see what type of problems you'll get in this unit. Already solved examples are given in this PDF. Have you gone through this PDF, whatever I've shared to you? So whatever
Yes,
the
ma'am.
expressions I wrote, everything is available in this. But the only thing, see, here there is a small variation in the reflective attenuation. It is lambda naught is equal to C by F. So here the expression you have to change, it is F by C, not C by F. F by C, whatever the derivation I told, it is not C by F, it is F by C. Okay, remaining two expressions are as it is. Today we'll see one problem. Everyone, please solve the problem along with me, because in this unit, most of the time they'll ask the questions on problems also, most important, very important in this unit. So we'll see what are the problems are there, how to solve those problems. So various waveguide data is given, that is not required. So are you able to see the PDF?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, we'll see the first solved examples. We'll see one by one. So find the cutoff frequency for TM11 mode. Give the dimension, given the waveguide dimensions as 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters. So these are the waveguide dimensions are given. So waveguide means, for example, you take, this is waveguide. So largest dimension is A, always you should remember, largest dimension is A and smallest dimension is B. Okay, so already this expression, whether you remember this expression or not, so this is 2AB. We are already solved this expression. What is it? You can straight away use the formula FC. What is FC formula? FC is equal to, what is FC? Anybody can please tell me what is the formula for FC? Cutoff frequency. Whether it is T or TM, for both the modes, it is same. What is cutoff frequency, FC? Anybody? This much time you are taking. C by?
Ma'am, 2 by square root of m square by a square plus n square by b square. That will simplify.
C by 2. Yes, C by 2 into square root of m by a whole square. This is the expression we derived. M by a whole square plus n by b
whole square, ma'am.
n by a whole square plus, what is the other expression, plus
n by b whole square, ma'am.
n by b whole square. This is the cutoff frequency expression. N by b whole square. This is cutoff frequency expression. Okay, what is m and what is n? Tell me. You can use this formula lambda c, no problem, or else straight away, because we need the cutoff frequency. Straight away you can use this formula. What is m and what is n? So in Tm, see all of you, this is most important point. Tm, actually Tm, Mn. It is represented with Tm and n. What is m in our case? M is equal to 1. What is n? N is equal to 1. So we got m value and n value, and we got the dimensions of A. What is capital A? It's 4 centimeters. What is capital B? It's 2 centimeters. Small b, it's 2 centimeters. But remember, when you are substituting in this expression, what is C should be? It should be in centimeters. Normally, what is C value? C is equal to 3 into 10 power of 8 meters. But when you are taking these parameters, A and B are in centimeters, you should take C also in centimeters. In centimeters, if you convert, it is 3 into 10 power of 10 centimeters. Are you getting? Yes or no? So we'll do the same problem. I'll try to solve the same problem using board. So please, one of you please see the, you have calculator? Anyone having calculator with you right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you please try to calculate and tell me quickly what are the answers we are getting. We will solve this problem. So simple, already whatever the expressions we have solved, simply we need to substitute in those expressions. That's why it is very, very important. So once again, what is the problem? We will see what are waveguide dimensions. We got waveguide dimensions are nothing but, use the formula and try to calculate, all of you. So what is cutoff frequency expression, amma? FC is nothing but C by 2 square root of M by A whole square plus N by B whole square. But in our problem, what is given? They have given TM11. So what is M? M is equal to 1, N is equal to 1. M is equal to 1, N is equal to 1. And dimensions of A is equal to 4 centimeters and B is equal to 2 centimeters. Always they won't mention A and B. You have to choose A and B in such a way that A is the largest dimension, B is the smallest dimension. Because in a waveguide, this is A and this is B. That is the reason it is 4 centimeters, it is 2 centimeters. Okay, if you substitute in this expression, F is equal to, since it is given in centimeters, we have to take this C also in centimeters. C is equal to, actually it is 3 into 10 power of 8 meters per second. But if you convert it in centimeters, 3 into 10 power of 10 centimeters per second. So if you substitute 3 into 10 power of 10 by 2 into square root of 1 by, what is A? A is equal to 4, A is equal to 4 and B is equal to 2. So try to substitute it and find out what is cutoff frequency you are going to get.
Ma'am, 8.38 gigahertz are getting, ma'am, frequency.
8.38 gigahertz. According to
Yes,
our
ma'am.
problem, is it 8.28? 8.386 gigahertz is the frequency you are going. You can use FC formula straight away or lambda C formula, no problem. Okay. And another thing, if I increase the dimensions of waveguide, what happens? If I increase the dimensions of the waveguide, this point is very, very important. Previously it is 2, 4. Now we are making it as 4, 8. What happens? The frequencies get halved. As the dimensions of the waveguide increases, the cutoff frequency will reduce. That's most important. As the dimensions of the waveguide increases, the cutoff frequency will reduce. Okay, so this is very, very important. Understood how to do the problem? TM11, TM10, TE10, that suffixes represent M and N value. M is equal to 1, N is equal to 0. Suppose for TE10 you are doing M is equal to 1, N is equal to 0. So we'll see another problem. Is it understood the problem which we solve now? Any difficulty, any problem? Understood? Because these expressions already we derived in previous classes. We are using those expressions just to simply substitute in that expression to get the value. Okay? Any difficulty, Amma? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We'll see the second problem. This was given in one of the JNTU question paper in 2014. A rectangular waveguide having a cross section 5 into 2. What is A? Tell me.
5 centimeters, ma'am.
Yeah. B?
2
2
centimeters, ma'am.
centimeters. Because always the largest dimension you should consider it as A and the smallest dimension should be B. Okay. So in which mode it is operating has given?
TM11, ma'am.
What is M?
M1, N also 1, ma'am.
Yes, M is equal to 1. Determine the cutoff frequency, cutoff wavelength and wave impedance. So we have solved the last class. What is the wave impedance for TM mode? So already we have the formula cutoff wavelength. Just simply we'll substitute. So in this formula, either everything you can consider in meters or in centimeters, no problem. Straight away you can use the formula which I have given previously. FC is equal to C by 2 into square root of M by A whole square plus N by B whole square. From that lambda C is equal to C by F also you can do, no problem. So you have calculated the cutoff frequency and see what is wave impedance. Eta into square root of 1 minus Fc by F whole square. What is F is given according to this formula. Cutoff frequency we got 3.23 gigahertz. And what is at what frequency you want wave impedance? They mentioned at a frequency of 9 gigahertz. So what is given? F is given. FC is known to you, F is known to you. So use this formula. So how much is the wave impedance we got? We got 351.8 ohms. Understood? Simply substitution. But while substitution, which one is very, very important is whether you are taking all the parameters in centimeters or in meters are most important. Okay? Understood, Amma? This problem, any difficulty? So same problem if I want to do for TE11, what are the changes I need to do? Tell me. Same problem, I want to do it for TE11. Here in this problem, it was given TM11. So suppose I want to do the same problem for TE11. Tell me what are the modifications I should do.
Ma'am, for the same TE mode, we'll be doing eta by ma'am 377
Eta by
by
100.
Yes.
377 by
Only thing is if it is TE, lambda C doesn't change because lambda C and FC, the expressions are same for TE as well as for TM. So you are going to get what? FC is equal to 3.23 gigahertz. What are the changes if I want to do for TE? What is the change? Where I need to change this problem? I need to change eta by. So 377 by. That's what we have done the derivation. Yes or no? Okay. Understood, Amma? Wave impedance, already we derived the expression for wave impedance, cutoff frequency, cutoff wavelength, all those things we derived the expression. Simply you need to substitute in those expressions. First thing is you should identify what is A, what is B, what is M, what is N, and simply substitute in those expressions. What is eta? Eta is nothing but free space impedance. What is its value? 377 volts. So that is the reason instead of eta we are substituting that. Okay. So next we'll proceed to the next example. What is the next example? Any variation? Same. I think same problem. Cross sectional area TM11 mode given. So same problem. No problem. No variation. So this problem, we'll see almost all the parameters are covered in this problem. a rectangular waveguide having dimensions is given. A is given, B is given. The length is also given. And the operating frequency, F value is given with the dominant mode. A rectangular waveguide, A is given, B is given. Here they didn't mention which one is the, here what we need to assume is, they didn't mention is whether it is a T or TM. So here what I am assuming is it is operating in TE. What is the dominant mode in TE? Anybody can answer to this question. What is the dominant mode? What is the definition of dominant mode? Which is having the highest cutoff frequency, cutoff wavelength. Okay. Now, what is the dominant mode for TE? TE dominant mode is nothing but 1, 0. Sometimes they won't give the mode. They'll give like this, operating in dominant mode. Indirectly, you should assume it. It is TE 1, 0. It is TE 1, 0. So, operating in TE 1, 0. So understood this point. Sometimes they'll mention straight away dominant mode. They won't give TE10. For TM mode, what is the dominant mode, Amma? For TM, TM11. Remember these things. These are very, very important. Some straight away they'll give operating in dominant mode. So you should assume M is equal to, because it is operating in TE10 mode, M is equal to 1 and N is equal to 0. When the waveguide is operating in TE mode, what is the cutoff frequency? I'll go back to Vecam and I'll share what is the cutoff frequency. See, this point is very, very important. So the waveguide is operating in TE mode. We know the dominant mode is nothing but TE10. So FC is equal to C by 2 square root of M by A whole square plus N by B whole square. Since M is equal to 1, N is equal to 0, FC is equal to C by 2 into square root of 1 by A whole square plus 0. This term becomes 0. So now what is the expression becomes? 1 by 2A. So FC is equal to C by 2A. This is the expression you should remember. When the waveguide is operating in dominant mode. Are you getting? So when the waveguide is operating in dominant mode, what is the cutoff frequency? C by 2A. So if it is operating in TE01, tell me what is the cutoff frequency? FC is equal to C by 2 square root of M by A whole square plus N by B whole square. If it is operating in M is equal to 0, this term becomes 0, N is equal to 1, C by 2B. Don't get confused. So always what is the dominant mode in rectangular waveguide operating in TE mode? TE10. Similarly, what is the dominant mode for a rectangular waveguide operating in TM mode? TM11. Remember these things. Sometimes they'll give straight away. What they'll give straight away? Operating in dominant mode. They don't mention whether it is T10, 01, 11 like that. Okay. Are you getting, Amma? This point is very, very important. Most of the times in problems, straight away they'll mention operating in dominant mode. So you have to look at what is dominant mode for TE. It is 1, 0. So my M is equal to 1, N is equal to 0. Substitute in that formula and find out other parameters. Getting? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Able to follow? Yes. Now, They have given TA10 is given. That's why I've taken M is equal to 1, N is equal to 0. Use the same formula. I've got FC. Next, what is lambda G? Lambda G is equal to lambda naught by square root of 1 minus FC by F. What is F? F they mentioned it is 9.2 gigahertz. What is cutoff frequency? 6.5 gigahertz we got. So from that calculate lambda G. And what is VP? These expressions we derived already. What are the expressions? C by VP is equal to C by 1 minus FC by F whole square. And impedance is equal to eta by square root of FC minus F by whole square. These are the 4 expressions. Using those 4 expressions, I can calculate 4 parameters. Suppose if I want to calculate the same thing for TM mode, what are the changes I need to do? Tell me. What are the changes I need to do if I want to do the same problem for TM mode? What are the changes I need to do?
Ma'am, only impedance will change, ma'am. Rest all will
No,
remain
VP
same.
no,
also.
no, everything
VP.
will change. FC also changes because what is the dominant mode in TM? It is TM11. That means you are not listening properly. TM11. So M is equal to 1. N is equal to is also 1 you should substitute. So when you are substituting M is equal to 1, N is equal to 1. Cutoff frequency changes. Because in this expression previously N is equal to 0, we got this value. If it is N is equal to 1, definitely cutoff frequency changes. If the cutoff frequency changes, lambda G also changes everywhere. And what is VP?
C into ma'am. C into square root of 1 minus FC by
No,
F whole.
VP expression doesn't change. VG is different. VP is different. What is VP? Phase velocity. Phase velocity
ma'am.
expression is same. It doesn't change with T or TM. Group velocity is nothing but C